Time for a truck update. I have an intercooler going in. So this Saab 9.5 intercooler, this is actually the one that came off of my Saab here that I've got a rebuild motor going into. I went to the junkyard because this particular intercooler has a slight bend in it and one of the mounting points is broken off. I was a little concerned there could be some leakage, so I went to the junkyard. There was another 9.5, picked up another identical but better shape intercooler. So this is technically the bad one. I actually gave it a bit of a pressure test, kind of a crude one, and I cannot seem to find any leakage. So I think it's going to be all right. Started cutting off some mounting points, and I'm going to figure a way to sandwich this in with the truck's radiator. I'm going the cheapskate route. So I've got these, and I don't always love these because I know they don't mount, they don't get super tight. And that's why I bought 2 packs, so I'll have 8 total. As you come over here, you kind of see where this kind of wants to sit right against the core here. So what I'm going to do, and these are going to end up lining up basically core end to core end right here, lining up flush on the bottom. And then what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to take some of my old scrap wood laying over there, and I'm going to make these little square spacers. And of course I'll put the little foam on the end to protect everything, but I'll make whatever spacers I need to get these mounted together well. And if you come over here, you can see where I've already begun the carving to get it all to fit. Over here, that's somewhere in here is where I'm going to have to carve out for the other hose. It's actually going to kind of stick, this other hose is actually going to kind of have to go behind the radiator a little bit, then come out. And I should be able to loosen up my intake clamp, this ugly thing that's been working just fine. And once I remove these things, I should be able to just take this and rotate it over. And that ought to do it for that. As I may not have mentioned before, I do have HP tuners going. I've actually got my secondary injectors and my Greddy FMU disabled at the moment. I'm starting to tune for boost. I can take this thing to about $4,000, then it starts leaning out pretty bad. Got a few more things to learn about HP tuners. In my data logging section, I can't seem to get the injector pulse width or the throttle positions to display, so I need to figure out why those aren't giving me readings. Once I determine where the injector pulse width is during these pulls, I can kind of figure out exactly how much stock injector I've got left. And as I said before, these 2 injectors, I found a way to decap them. And I have no idea what kind of flow increase that nets me. I'm considering in the future possibly decapping all the other 6. And I could either spend money to go to injector shop and get them to flow test it, or I could just throw them in and start playing with the numbers until I get it to idle and run right, and then that'll pretty much tell me the flow rating once it starts running right. So a lot of maybes, but you know, it's been slowly and steadily running better and better. Even with its issues, I've been daily driving it with not much trouble at all, so that's where we sit.